Hi everybody, we're Craig and Melanie Smith and we are Ramblin Home. We're out here at Skoolie Palooza and having a blast, and we would love to take this opportunity to kind of introduce ourselves to you, introduce Dixie, our bus, to you, and give you a little bit of a tour. If you would give us 2 minutes at the very end of this. A part of what we do also, as you'll see on the banner, is we are a ministry as well, and we'd love to share just a little bit about that for you also. Thanks. So as you come on in, the first thing you might notice is that we have a lawn here in the front. We went with some AstroTurf just to bring a little bit of the inside with us. So when it comes to the cockpit, it's pretty much the way the bus was built. We didn't do a lot except a little bit of painting in the lower half. One of the unusual things about Dixie is when we got her, she was 85% built out. Probably should have been some things done a different way. So we did kind of gut up around the top area. There were a lot of cabinets out there, but they were not functional at all. It was almost as though they were there for aesthetics. So we took all of that out. We put in the bookshelf and a little junk shelf over here for some of my things. This we just cut into the metal and inset this shelf, which has worked out really well for us, more of a library area and some decorations. As we go through, you'll probably see a lot of copper. We did go with a copper theme. I like to think that we were the original and everybody copied us, but maybe I can't really make that claim, but I'm gonna try. But we put the copper on there. That keeps everything from falling on my head as we drive. But a lot of the woodwork that we cut down, we reused. The curtains, when we get to those, I mean, we tried to do everything on a budget as well. You'll see those. They are simply a drop cloth, a canvas drop cloth, which gives you yards and yards of fabric. It worked out really well, especially for our theme when you see it. All right, so over here in the living room, this actually, when we got the bus, was a dinette. The table was, about 8 inches higher than your legs, and it was just really awkward. So we knew we needed to illuminate that. That's when we did the flip-flop, made this a living room, stole some cushions off our sofa, and just wrapped those with some matching fabric to all the curtains. We found a super deal on the pillows. Chip and Joanna, yes, that's it. The light fixture actually came out of my house. These were yard sale leaves we found somewhere, and the pine cones kind of set things off for us. We were married just 2 years ago, and part of the theme for the wedding was the pine cones. So we found those and said, yes, they've got to be a part of the bus. Again, you see the curtains. What's neat over here is because we used a dinette area, is we have the storage underneath. So I put the hinges there and mine open this way. So if you have to access from the top, it makes it so much easier. And then of course we have the doors here for the immediate storage. But then between the two benches, we created another bedroom, and that's the bedroom for Frick and Frack, or Tika and Callie. And they kind of live down there. That is their space, so they come out and mingle with us, and then when they get tired of us, they have a place to retreat that they can call their own, and there's some toys in there, and so that's their home. So as we move over into the dining room, one of the things that we tried to do is intentionally keep a little bit of the non-built-in look. So rather than all the built-ins, what we did over here is we have the bookshelf. We took it from the house, of course, screwed it fast to the wall, and put some double bungees across the front to actually keep the books in there. That works real well. Our printer is down there on the bottom. And the captain's chairs are very comfortable. It opens this area up so that when folks do come over, we have all of us a place to sit. I'm almost embarrassed to say we do have a television here. We also have one in the bedroom when you get back there. So the way this works is we can take these chairs and simply slide them out of the way. Our table just flips up, have dinner as we watch out the window at all the beautiful scenery. Kind of simple and basic, but it really works for us. And what we like is that this goes down, we spin the chairs around, and we have a bigger area to entertain. Above our dining area, you'll see we have cabinets across the top. These hold lots and lots of junk, more books, of course. honestly, we have more room than we know what to do with in this bus. Also on the cabinets, one of the things to go along with that copper theme that we tried to do is incorporate that everywhere and do it on a budget. So on the door pulls, all they are copper pipe clamps, but you can get like 50 of those in a bag for $8. Worked out real well. You take a little piece of leather and braid it on there, and it dresses it up, and nobody catches on except, oh, you have copper everywhere. Yes, and I did it very inexpensively. Actually, between the dining area and the cockpit, rather than take this wall out, we simply cut this little window in there, which is kind of neat.
All right, so now we're in the kitchen area. We tore out the cabinets that were across here, and there was a full-size fridge here, and so Craig took this wall down. We created more cabinet space, and we can easily fill this with a week's full of fresh food, and it's really not a chore for us at all to live in that little space. Back to here, Craig made a really sweet little pull-out pantry thing. It's not full, it's more space than I really need. I have a super blender, I have skillets, I have a drainer, a strainer, and an Instapot, and a huge like wok frying pan, all in this cabinet. It's amazing what you don't need, and amazing how easily it stores together to work well. Craig had another cabinet that he had put this on the doors, and he said, well, we need some more color here in the kitchen. I said, how about if we just paint that copper stuff on the front here? And I don't think a lot of people see it, but I love it. I know it's there. I love it. And there's those little copper pipe holders again. We've got them on everything. Here they weren't quite strong enough to pull that beast of a pantry slide out, so we had to put another knob. For a while we had the knives upside down, and they were always falling off, but handles up works much better. All the stuff on the cabinets, we end up putting it in a dish basin thing and just keeping it here because it scratches the metal. Got this from Menards for 99 cents. If I have to use like 1 gallon of water to wash dishes, you lay it out, and I mean, you're rinsing, but you're also adding hot water to the other dishes that you're getting ready to wash. I love it, and it was 99 cents. So up here we have, instead of a coffee maker, we do drink a lot of coffee. So we have some coffee there, but we also use these AeroPress things. They take no room. They are great coffee. And so, yeah, just a little plug for AeroPress right there. We have all our dishes up here. You don't need many when you're living on the road. And so we find it easy just to keep them right there. We have a wire rack underneath here. It's saved on weight, and it also allows water to drip out. They don't have to be absolutely dry before you put them in the cabinet. We have these LED lights. They reflect up and kind of give it a cool look, and then they give us a lot of light down below. Here's our Aqua Serra, which is a little less expensive than a Berkey, but we love it. It gives us good water wherever we go. It was just not as expensive as a Berkey, and we kind of like to drive it down a different road. It's just something different. We have seen the belt thing before. We went to Goodwill, paid like 25 cents for a belt. Craig hacked it apart, and I mean, yeah, he cut it off here and then shaved it like a belt. Yeah, so it looks like one. And then screwed it really tight and fast, and then he had to put a little bit of foam behind it so it wouldn't squeak. A piece of live edge that he had from something else, and these crazy shelf holders that a lot of people like. And there we go. Okay, and so we have spices and, you know, your kitchen gadget drawer, and we have pots and pans down here. When you're rattling down the road, things kind of shift. So through trial and error, we've had to use this rod. It slides down in the little copper pipe things, and we thought that would be perfect. Yeah, it doesn't. It just makes them all three come out at the same time. So then Craig put a little latch down there. So the bottom one is stuck in there and none of them move. You just got to remember to do it. Apartment size stove, we're good with that. Another little thing, these little magnets, these oven spiders were just rattling around as we went down there, and we just don't like all the noise. So we put these underneath the little pieces, stick them on there, and we are good to go, as long as you can find the places they're supposed to be. And it just keeps them tight. They don't rattle. But we ended up with this because it was copper, but we didn't want to just overdo it. So yeah, these are just those big, like 12 by 18 sheets or something like that. You know, it protects the wood, plus it looks good. When we first started looking at buses, we loved the wood on top. It just made it look so cozy, but I am super glad that we have this metal, because we use these little hook magnets and other magnets all over the place. We have these little twinkly Christmas lights, whatever you want to call them, all around, and it gives us enough light that we can operate the whole night just with these. But now we can also hang little pictures off of that. As Craig mentioned, we were just married 2 years ago, and this was a gift from my mom and dad, and we really wanted to give it a prominent place in our new home, and it's something we live by. Okay, and across from the sink is our bathroom, and it is a full bathroom. It has a shower and has a little bitty cute basin, and it has the Sea Head composting toilet. We went with the composting toilet because we didn't want to carry black water, and it just seemed like a good fit for us. We have had no problems. We've kind of experimented with different mediums in there and think we've happened onto what we want. Get it a big bale at Home Depot or something like that, and it's just wood shavings. Works great. We also have a magnet light in there so that we can get bright light on us if we need to. The little jar thing to hold our toothbrushes, that is a Melanie concept, but a Craig happening. We also have, he took the shelf that came from the inside of the vanity, and he put a hinge on it so that it pops up when we need it, and then to get extra space getting out of the shower, we can just fold it down and it's out of sight. One thing we want to add is that the builder that we got the bus from put corrugated metal as a shower surround, and as cute as it looks, it is crummy to clean. I don't know, it's just not what we would pick for the next time.
All right, so as we move towards the rear of the bus, we have kind of a mirror here for Melanie to do her thing in the morning. Just some old boards that we framed a mirror with. Decorated it with a little paddle, because I'm a huge paddler. I love to paddle. Dresses it up, makes it a little bit personal for us. That's a nice mirror. But what's really cool are our two closets on either side. This side over here is actually a pantry. When we get back here with a camera, you can open it up and see you have enough food for 6 people for 6 months in here. Absolutely huge. In the bottom, you'll see 2 totes. We have our seasonal clothes in there, in addition to the closets, which you'll see when we move back into the bedroom. But over here is the specialty closet, which is my man cave, I guess, on the bus. It's a little bit cluttered, but I know where everything is in there. So this area is, I call it the utility closet. This is where the electric comes in. The panel is here. We keep our Mr. Buddy in here, which is our heat. On this wall back here is our on-demand water heater, Excel. That thing has been fantastic, has worked out really well for us. I have the tools that I tend to use every day stored in here, and then across the top is whatever stuck up there, our hammocks and all that is in the top. But what I really would like to mention is for the solar, we have on the roof 4 100-watt solar panels. I think we need to add a couple more of those just so that we can recover a little bit more quickly. But rather than this big elaborate system, we ended up going with a Goal Zero power station. We went with the Yeti 3000X. It's a 3000 watt storage unit. So the solar will come down here. It will charge that unit up. And then I have a switching panel, automatic switching panel in there. So whether you are hooked up to the solar or you use your shore power, the contactors in there automatically make the switch. We absolutely love this thing. It powers everything that we have, the refrigerator, the lights. It does it all. We just need to recover a little bit faster. But if anybody wants to keep things really simple for an install, I can't say enough about Goal Zero, the Yeti products, and one of the big things for me always when I am looking at I would rather pay more for good customer service. Always. These guys have bent over backward for us. I thought maybe they're going to block my phone number or something. Can't say enough. These guys are great. But that's my utility closet, my little man cave, and my little space in here, and love that. We're going to head back to the rear of our home, which is the bedroom. The first thing I guess I want to bring to your attention is more pine cones as we enter in. Again, the theme for our wedding, when we got ready to leave, we didn't find a bunch of tin cans hanging on the back of the car. We found a bunch of pine cones, and they found a home and they travel with us, but inside this time rather than outside. We found they last longer. So here we have our custom door going into the bedroom, and I don't know if it was talked about earlier by Melanie, if she mentioned it at all. She is the creator of these. We have one at the bus entry, we have one at our bathroom, we have one here. It's kind of a warm, I don't know, a look and a feel that we really enjoy. It also lessens the weight. One of the things that we realized quickly is during a build, anything that you can do to cut down on weight is huge. And of course, it is hung, again, on more copper, which fits that whole theme. We really love that. And if you are ready, the bedroom. So back here in the bedroom, we do have a queen-size bed. And although it may look different, we sleep this way, not that way. Those are simply decoration pillows, I guess, with some amazing grace above us as we sleep each night, which of course is awesome. Keeping that open look, we have just some shelving above, which holds knickknacks, doodads. Between the two, we have the air conditioner. We have yet to use it, but it is there should we need it. We have our little foyer here as you enter, which if I want to change my clothes or something, I can just close this off even when there's tours going on the bus and do what I have to do. On each side, we have a separate closet, his and hers closet. Underneath, we have some drawers also. And on the side of each set of drawers, there is a little door. And that's kind of a dual purpose. It allows us access. It's like our crawl space to get some valve access for the water system, some electrical areas if any repairs or anything are needed. So it gives us access for that. Here, more of the curtains, more of the copper. Again, just loving the look, and it kind of flows around from each closet down and then back up to the other side. Melanie has made us some curtains, and that is where we have our dirty laundry. There is full access all the way back to the rear door on the outside. We have two 55-gallon tanks. There's one on either side, which creates that trough through the middle for storage. That has been more than enough. Usually will take us about 2 weeks as long as we conserve a little bit and limit the showers. You can see a little bit of the funky side of me. Can't go wrong with tie-dye. I think now that we have been doing this for just a short time, but one of the things we learned is we thought we'd need a lot of space. We find that living this life, we're outside a lot more, of course. We love our living room area and dining room area. We spend a lot of time up there. In the end, all we do back here is sleep. But that's the bedroom. So here we are at the back of Dixie. We, as you see, have not done a lot to the outside yet. We do have the solar panels up on top. We do have an outside shower, which we have not used ourselves yet, but it works great for bathing dogs, that I can tell you. Would really recommend these. It doesn't take a lot during your build to throw in a shower like this. They're really cheap, a little bit of plumbing, and it's a huge benefit. We did elect to go with electric bikes. We went with the electric brand out of Phoenix. I don't want to sound like a commercial for them, but cannot recommend another company any higher when it comes to the customer service. We stumbled onto them. They're like goal zero. Man, they are gold companies. They take really good care of you. But we had a little incident on our way out to Skoolie Palooza. The rack that we had kind of got destroyed, and we ended up having to replace it before we got here. So we did go with a Thule. This thing is fantastic. It doesn't budge. It holds the weight of the 2 electric bikes without any issue at all. You can see here that it will lift up out of the way. That feature is great, but for us, the best feature is that even with the bikes on it, we can tip it down and it will give us full access to the rear of the bus to get that door to swing open even with the bikes on there. You can see above we have got the air conditioner. That's the one that you saw in the bedroom. You see the backup camera up there. This is a wireless backup camera. Again, when you're building this out, wire one in, don't go wireless. You lose the signal a lot because of the metal of the bus and the distance between the 2 points. And that's about it for the outside. We put the hitch on. There's not a lot yet. Painting is next on the list. That's what's coming. Anybody wants to come and help, give me a call. Well, first let me say thank you to all of you that are still out there for watching our crazy little tour. But we wanted to take a little bit of opportunity just to tell you about the other side of this. We're living full-time on the bus. It's certainly a great learning curve involved, but we're having a blast. But this isn't about just having a blast. One of the things that we are intentional about as we're out here on the road is taking all of our background, wrapping that up in a little bit of a mobile package. And in general, we have a twofold purpose going out into the world. We are looking for smaller churches that, especially now after COVID, they're struggling a little bit. Folks have gone and they're not coming back. Pastors are really stressed. So what we want to do is be able to go in. If anybody has a need of any kind, we can go in for 2 hours, or because of our new lifestyle, we can go for 2 months and offer anything that they may need, whether it be cleaning the bathrooms, going out into the community and knocking on doors and just loving on people and inviting them to church. If we can be a blessing and an encouragement to a pastor, or if the pastor needs just a day off, certainly we can preach a couple messages for him, or whatever it is, not to step on any toes or take anything from them, but to lift them up and encourage them in any way. So the churches are a primary objective in this mission, but as well, we really want to be here for the nomadic community. We're not here to thump what we believe into anyone else. But when questions come up and people are looking to compare, or discussions, whatever it is, we certainly want the world to know that we are here as a resource. If we can help anybody out in any way in this community, that's the second part of it. Already, as we've journeyed across the country, we have had the great privilege of being able to interact with some other people out there on an individual basis and be a blessing in their lives and help them out a little bit. Just sharing the love of Christ across the country as we travel is what we're really all about, and God has blessed us with the opportunity to do that from inside a school bus.
And you can find us at Ramblin Home on Instagram, and our website is on its way. It's in its skeletal stage right now, but it will be ramblinhome.org. And our phone number is Craig's phone number. He will be the answering voice, and we will answer.
And the other part that I guess I just want to conclude with this: you don't have to meet up with us at a meet. You don't have to see us along the road. A lot of folks like to remain anonymous. Please, if anybody has any questions about schoolie life or about Christian life, just reach out to us by any of these means. Thanks.